I want you to take the next 21 days to evaluate yourself and figure out why you have not been achieving your New Year's resolutions, so that you get ready to make great resolutions, set great goals, and not just that, but achieve them. And so that was why it was on my heart to just jump on here, jump on lives, and just, go at it, so that we get into 2025 ready. We get into 2025 with something solid, because that preparing, what do they say? They say failing to prepare is preparing to fail. So we want to get ready for 2025. I know maybe there's a lot of you who are watching me who are people of faith, Christians, and in 2025 or at the beginning of the new year, most times people go and, they start fasting programs, they start doing different things to prepare for the year. But do you realize that the year has already started? And most times, most big corporations, most big organizations, they don't prepare for the year in the year. They prepare for the year usually during the last quarter of the year before. So you might have seen a lot of things online already on people, how to prepare. And so this, in our community, this is the time we want to use to prepare. If you're fasting or you're praying, you have 21 days. They say it takes 21 days to form a new habit. So it takes 21 days. And so we're going to go from today, the 4th, to the 25th, which is Christmas Day. And we're going to do this. We're going to set ourselves up and so that we can enjoy Christmas with the full assurance that, okay, we've gotten ourselves ready, and we can use the week from Christmas to the new year to put in place a few things, do some finishing touches as we're starting them today. And so today, the first thing that I want to talk about is the purpose. So before I started the purpose pursuit, which I did for 40 days, I released all the videos. It took me more than 40 days. I just want to get that out there. That was great. That was amazing. That was unbelievable. I did that 40-day recording. Again, there were so many obstacles and challenges on the way of that journey. But from that, I have learned. From that, anyone who's going on such a journey has to learn that, yes, you set goals, you set timelines and everything. The main thing you have to focus on is finishing. You have to focus on finishing. So I am glad I finished. I went through all the 40 parts, but then it got me motivated to be like, what is the next step? And coming towards the end of the year, getting ready for 2025 is the next step. And so that is what we're going to be doing. And so I'm saying that every year poses us an opportunity to reset. I talked about secrets that are revealed during your birthday. If you haven't watched that, you can check it. During your birthday is a time to reflect. It's a time to just go through your life and think about the fact that, okay, a new year is coming for me. What have I accomplished? What are my goals? What do I want to do? And so we have in every year so many opportunities to reinvent ourselves, to recreate ourselves, to start new. But I want you to see the biggest value or the biggest opportunity for transformation and for change in your everyday, because we have 365 days where you can reinvent yourself. And so I don't want you to, the first thing is, I don't want you to get into the mindset of, my life is going to change in 2025. No, I want you to know that your life is changing today. On the 4th of December 2024 is the beginning of your transformation, is the beginning of your change. And if you have already started months in advance or years in advance, you can start today as an opportunity for you to go the next level up. So every day, the first thing that I want you to have in mind as we're going through this preparation for the 2025 is that every day is an opportunity for you to make a difference. Second thing that I want us to understand is that for you to experience that transformation, that change, for you to be able to take action on any goal you're setting, you have to find the purpose for that. So if you are, say you're going to exercise, what is the purpose for your exercising? You have to have a strong why. And that was the reason why I did the purpose pursuit. If you have not watched it, if you have not gone through it, get a few videos from it. It's 40 parts, but it is enriching, and it was a challenge for me, and I believe it's going to be even, it's going to challenge you as well. You have to have the purpose for why you're doing that. Don't just say, okay, I'm doing it because it's a new year. No, remember that you have a new day every day where you can change your life. But your purpose has to be bigger than that day. Your purpose has to be bigger than that year, because it's your purpose that is going to transcend the years and keep you going and crushing on every goal that you set, because underneath your purpose are the goals, are the actions, are the steps that you have to take to continue going. So you don't just set goals and say, okay, by the time that I do this, I am good. No, you're looking at long-term transformation, and all of that is buried under your purpose. So the second thing that I want you to understand today is that your purpose is bigger than any one day. Your purpose is bigger than January 1st. Your purpose is bigger than 2025. Yes, we are preparing for 2025, but you have to find purpose in what it is that you want to do. When I was talking about my purpose-driven life, when I was talking about my purpose pursuit and how I got about on that journey, is because on my birthday, and like I said, you can watch that, I just came to the awareness that my purpose is bigger. I have a unique gifting, I have a unique calling, I have a unique design and experiences that I can share with someone. And I was shaped and designed by God to fulfill that purpose. And so I began to understand that my purpose, or the things that I do, the actions I take, are bigger than me. So the third thing is that your purpose is bigger than you. So it's going to challenge you. It's going to make you to get off your comfort zone. It's going to make you to challenge yourself, not just for you, but because it's beyond you. So why am I doing this? Am I doing this just because, it feels good to me? No, that is out the door. I want you to think about this when we're talking about purpose. If you set a goal that, I'm going to lose weight, think about the fact that if you lose weight, you're going to have more energy to play with your kids. You're going to have more energy to do the things that you want to do. You're going to have more energy to hang out with your family, and you're going to live a longer life. I know that's not a guarantee for long life, but you're taking action towards health. And so you exercising goes beyond you, because a lot of people that will benefit from the fact that you are healthy, from the fact that you're strong, from the fact that you exercise. So purpose goes beyond you. Point in where you're thinking, okay, I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling weak and everything. But when you go ahead and begin to think about a lot of other things that are associated to that action, it makes it stronger. So you must have a strong why, and that is buried in your purpose. So we've talked about the fact that your new year begins today. Your new year is beyond January 1st. Your purpose is beyond January 1st, and your purpose is beyond you. So the next thing I want to talk about is, with all of this in mind, what do I do today? Today, 12/4, what do I do today to prepare myself to take action? So the main thing that we're also talking about is taking action, because you might have found your purpose. You might know what you're called to do. You might understand your giftings. You might understand the different things that you want to do when it comes to your purpose, when it comes to your goals and everything. But one thing that has held me back in the past, or that holds a lot of people back, is that we don't really have self-awareness. Now, once you understand that big picture, now, what is it about me that I have to transform, that I have to change? What needs to take place in me so that I can achieve these goals that I'm setting for 2025? So the first thing under that is building self-awareness. You would be surprised at how many people do not take the time to really examine themselves. You would be surprised how many people don't take the time to challenge their thoughts. Why am I thinking this way? Why do I feel like this is the right course of action? Why is it that I feel like my way is better and not the other person's way? Why is it that I am doing something and I'm not getting the results and other people are doing and getting the results? Self-awareness. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? Remember when we talked about in the purpose-driven life, when we're talking about our shape, our unique design, that a lot of people who might even understand their strengths, and of course everyone loves their strengths. This is my strength. I'm good at this. That is something to be proud about. That's something that we can boast about. But then a lot of people shy away from their weaknesses, which are opportunities for growth. And the reason why we all have weaknesses is because unless we work on our weaknesses, we cannot grow. So it is there to complement our strengths. And so having that self-awareness to say, okay, these are my strengths, these are my weaknesses, it is the first step that I want you to take in 2024 on today, as you're watching this video, to say, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses as it pertains to these goals that I have set. Now, you might have set the goals, you might not have set the goals, but I know that most times it comes innate to us to set goals. And the thing is, many times we set those goals, but because over the years we do not achieve them, then we throw it in the back burner. But somewhere in there, it's like, okay, this is the new year, what am I going to do? And it is very good to set goals. But do you know that only 8% of the people who set goals actually achieve them? 92% do not achieve their goals that they set. Most people fall by the wayside after the first month. The third month is usually the cutoff. Most people fall by the wayside on the third month. And so you understanding those things and looking even back at all the other goals that you had set, why did this fail? People can make excuses like, oh, I have kids. Most of the people crushing it in their goals have kids. Oh, I have work. Most of the people crushing it in their goals have work. Most of the people have multiple layers of things that are in their lives, multiple layers of complexities, because that's how we are wired. We're wired with multiple layers of complexities. But you have to figure out in your layers of complexities, what are your weaknesses? Where are you falling short? Because in that area of weakness, another person is crushing it. So if you decide to, okay, I'm going to achieve these goals, but you do not take the time to think about why your goals failed in the past, you're not going to be able to achieve them. I want to give an example of myself facing obstacles. I was one who, if I try to do something and I face obstacles, I would relent, I would let it go. Even if I asked for help, I would not follow up, and then I would just let it go. But the truth is that for me to achieve my goals, I have to learn how to overcome and consistently overcome obstacles. Now, that ties back to what I talked about, the myth of perfect conditions, where you can think that, oh, everything is perfect for everybody else who's achieving their goals, but the truth is that no. The people who are getting up and crushing it every day, Their life is not perfect. Some days they don't sleep well. Some days they sleep 2 hours. One of my mentors was telling me that there was a day that she was working on a project and she slept for 2 hours. There are people who many times they would sleep for 1 hour, 2 hours, just because they are working on their goals. So sometimes when we face challenges, we can feel like, okay, I'm not able to overcome this, or my life is so complex, this is for other people, and all of those excuses. You have to figure out why you're making excuses. And you have to take ownership of that. So self-awareness is pretty much taking ownership of you, taking ownership of your weaknesses, not making excuses for them, and having those written down. An example of myself is getting overwhelmed. So I will get overwhelmed easily with all the things that I would want to do, and I'm not going to do them. I will get overwhelmed, and then I start one thing and then I drop it. I started telling myself, you got this, you can do this, you are able to crush this, you were made for this. And so every time that something comes to mind, I just fight it with that, and I have built that up, and it's been working great for me. So figure out who you are, where you are, as you're setting your goals for 2025, and start working on those. So use mindfulness, like I was talking about, affirmations to overcome some of those challenges. When you do that, when you're mindful, you're intentional about, okay, this is my challenge, and this is why I have not achieved these goals, and this is what I plan on doing. You have to be mindful. Why is this critical? Because the mind is the command center of everything. If you tell yourself, I cannot do this, you're not going to do it. If your mind tells you that you failed in the past and you're not going to be able to achieve this goal, you're going to give up. So you have to strengthen your mind, your emotions, bringing your emotions under check. So strengthening your mind and strengthening your emotions. Really, really work on that, because sometimes it's an emotional game. If your mind tells you something, your emotions follow. But when your mind tells you that you can do this, then your emotions follow. So you have to be sensitive to your minds, your mindset, your thoughts, and your emotions. What's going on up here? What's going on down here? So when you start giving yourself those positive affirmations, you're going to help yourself to calm down. I have also, one of the things that I've practiced is breathing. So I take deep breaths. As somebody who would easily get overwhelmed, I've studied a lot of ways to deep breathe, so that I can do that, and it helps me to stay calm. Some people have trouble sleeping, because sometimes when you get through being overwhelmed, you have trouble sleeping. So sometimes even in bed, I'll just take a deep breath and then breathe out. Sometimes in the middle of my work day, when the thoughts of overwhelmness come, I just take deep breaths. So there are so many breathing techniques that you can apply. Trust me, they work. They work. One of the things that I've started doing in speaking with mindfulness is that sometimes when I'm getting overwhelmed, I stand up on my desk and I start stretching, because I have come to the point where I understand that these are the things that have been stopping me from achieving my goals. So getting overwhelmed over the things that I have to do and then not doing them, instead of letting those thoughts drown me, I work on my mindset, affirming myself, I've got this, I can do this, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Working on my emotions, staying calm, breathing, exercising, stretching, doing all of that. And then with that, the third thing is cultivating a growth mindset. The growth mindset is so important. Why is this important again? When I come back to myself, because at this point, it's important for me to share with you what is helping me to crush it on my goals. I'm telling you, you're going to be finding out about all the things as we go. But taking action, having that growth mindset, what is the difference? What has changed? I used to think that, okay, impatience, I would say. So having a growth mindset is pretty much having a patient mindset. I can break it down in that way. So understanding that growth takes time. You're not going from 0 to 100. You're going from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. That's the growth mindset. One of the things too with cultivating a growth mindset is surrounding yourself with positive influences, role models that exhibit resilience, people who are, they're crushing it. I've talked about one of my mentors. She is crushing it, and she, I meet with her, I stay on course and everything, because I know that for me, this is one of the things that I struggle with, trying to do things by myself and not having a supportive system that could keep me accountable, that could keep me encouraged. And so you have to have that mindset, and you have to build people in your life that have a growth mindset, that can encourage you, that can challenge you. Most times people keep only people who celebrate them. Yes, you're doing great, but not people who challenge them. And a growth mindset, you cannot have people who are always saying, oh, you're doing great, you're doing great. No, you have to have people who are saying that, but you said you were going to do this. Why have you not done it? Again, we talked about the fact that accountability is important. The next thing I want to talk about, I'm trying to close here quickly because sometimes lives can go long, but we have to foster supportive relationships. Again, the growth mindset, having people around you who can support you on this journey. So when I decided that I was going to do this, I've told a few people and said, hey, I'm doing this, and they're like, yes, you can do this. We have a supportive community, and people who not only cheer you on, but people who say, okay, you did this live yesterday, I need you to fix this. So have people in your circle who can be supportive of you, of your goals. Don't just write your goals and then you just hide them somewhere because you thought that, oh, I did not succeed, so I'm just going to hide this and I'm not going to tell anyone anything. No, the moment you do that, you're going to set up yourself for failure. Because if you fail, it's like, oh, okay, that's okay. But internally, you're going to be dying. You're going to be suffering. You're going to be feeling so bad that you didn't achieve those goals. But the truth is that when you have a supportive community, if you did not achieve those goals, they will cheer you on, they will encourage you. And then you have to take consistent action. So we've today, the assignment and the challenge is to take a piece of paper and just, who am I? What are the things that I have struggled with in achieving my goals? So we're talking about preparing for goals. There's so many layers where you can peel back on yourself, but why have you not done that? So take that self-awareness and use some of my examples that I have candidly given you, to kind of think through yourself. You're somebody who is impatient. You have to switch that up and understand that growth takes time. You cannot get overwhelmed by how big the goal is. Growth takes time. And I'm going to talk more about setting big goals that, can be overwhelming. But once you've mastered dealing with being overwhelmed, it's not hard, even if you set a big goal that seems overwhelming. And so you have to take action today. I want you to go back, take action today, because every day is going to be about taking action. Every single day. There's not a day that you're not going to take action. I was talking to one of my friends a couple of months back, and they told me, I was asking them about a business venture, and they were like, okay, what's happening in your business? And and they were asking me probing questions, and I was so lost. I was so blank. But that was very eye-opening. And one of the things that the person said is, if you're working on your business, you have to work on it every day. And that was some months back before I engaged in my business projects and in the things that I'm doing now. And now I understand why that person said you have to work on it every day. But very interesting how you can go from just being blank to having understanding. You can literally change your life in one day. You don't even need the beginning of the year, like I said. So think about those things that I have said. I want you to get up and, start taking action. I want you to prepare yourself for a great 2025. I want you to take inventory of the things that failed, why your goals failed in 2024. That's one thing. For you who achieved your goals, what goals did you achieve? What goals did you not achieve? And why did you not achieve those goals? And for you who achieved those goals, you can even go and start looking and say, okay, why did I achieve these goals? Some people achieve goals by just stumbling on them. So you have to have that consciousness, because we're going to keep talking about how to maintain sustainable growth and taking action, because it doesn't end today, it goes through the rest of your life. And so you have to have a plan, you have to have a system. So if you just stumbled on success, like someone who went and gambled and got money, trust me, the next day that person will be broke. But if you got a system, but if you can evaluate and see why you succeeded, then you can begin to understand that you're setting yourself up to have a system to continuously crush it. And so here is my charge to you. I'm going to be back tomorrow. Tomorrow I will do it earlier at 3:30 p.m. CST. And so please share this video with someone. Make sure that you're ready to log on, and let us build a community of doers. So we are not just stumbling into 2025. We are entering the intentional, purposeful. We're crushing it, and we are set up to crush it every day for 365 days. All right, family. God bless you. I will see you tomorrow on another live, and we'll continue our discussion on crushing our goals, taking action, and getting ready for 2025. See you tomorrow. And please let me know your questions. Let me know if you like this. Subscribe to the channel and all that good stuff, so that you are going to be ready